Welcome to Cosmic Scene with Jill Jardine. I'm your host, Jill Jardine, master's in counseling psychology, longtime astrologer, psychic, healer, yogi, hypnotherapist, and now author. In this episode, I'm going to share another chapter in my book, Sacred Sound Formulas to Awaken the Modern Mind, Sanskrit mantra techniques to raise your vibrations. You're going to want to stay tuned for this episode because it's all about prosperity. Welcome to the episode on Sacred Sound Formulas to Awaken the Modern Mind. From the book written by Shakti Jill Jardine and Dr. Alexi Jardine Martel, I'm going to read a little excerpt from the introduction of the book, and then I'm going to go into the much coveted chapter on prosperity mantras and why should we chant for prosperity. So listen up. Page 14 from Sacred Sound Formulas. Ancient Sound Formulas for the New Age of Frequency. This book sets itself apart from those of my predecessors by serving as a vehicle to transmit ancient sound frequencies that are meant to catalyze ascension on the planet at this pivotal time. Earth is not merely a physical world, but a sentient being, Gaia, who is undergoing a profound evolutionary transformation. Many spiritual traditions and mystics speak of this era as a dimensional shift, a movement from third dimensional density into the higher vibrational states of fourth and fifth dimensional consciousness. These realms are characterized by unity consciousness, the choice of love over fear, and the power of resonance over control. Humanity is being called to align with universal frequencies of peace, compassion, authenticity, and integrity, anchoring a more awakened and harmonious state of being on Earth. We are living in a time defined by frequency and vibration. Consciousness is no longer viewed as a mere byproduct of the brain, but as a vast intelligent field that we can access and transmit. As more beings awaken, turning inward through meditation, healing ancestral wounds, and dissolving limiting beliefs, they elevate their personal vibration. This individual refinement contributes to what many call the collective ascension, the great awakening of humanity. Practices like Sanskrit mantra, sound healing, and astrology are ancient vibrational technologies returning to prominence now because they help us attune to cosmic rhythms and the music of the spheres. As the sages have long taught, the universe does not respond to what you want. It responds to who you are, your frequency. In these times, aligning your vibration through devotion, creativity, healing, sound, silence, and selfless service becomes more than personal transformation. It becomes an offering, a sacred act of planetary stewardship. As I bring Sanskrit mantras into the context of our modern world, I welcome the reader into a carefully cultivated field, one shaped over years of study, practice, and experience, and rooted in traditions that also align with emerging understandings of energy and the quantum field. The book is designed to demonstrate the vibrational power of mantra in a direct and experiential way, going beyond intellectual analysis. It offers practical tools for integrating sacred sound into daily life as a means of self-awareness, healing, and personal growth. I carry deep respect for the lineage and teachings I've been fortunate to learn from, and I share them here with humility and care. The reader is invited to explore mantra as a pathway to connect with their own inner wisdom and clarity. Think of this book not just as text on a page, but as a dynamic and interactive resource. A living energy field of sound and intention that supports transformation from the inside out. It is a vibrational gateway, a field encoded with frequencies passed through sacred transmission. As you read, chant, or simply sit with these sound formulas, you are invited to enter a direct relationship with the soul, the source, and the unseen lineage behind the mantras. Mantras can be considered as soul medicine, spiritual light compressed into sound form. The syllables are seeds of divinity planted in consciousness. The mantras are not mine. They are echoes of a divine intelligence that has been lovingly passed from teacher to student across the centuries. I have received them in a sacred context of oral initiation, and I share them not as inventions, but as living inheritances. If this book has found you, it may be because you have chanted these sounds before, in other lives, other forms. Trust what you feel. You are not just learning mantras. You are reclaiming your role as a vehicle of sacred sound. And now I will share the chapter on prosperity. And if you're reading along, it's chapter 5 on page 113 of Sacred Sound Formulas, Mantras for Prosperity, the Lakshmi Principle. In the Vedic pantheon, Lakshmi is the goddess of abundance, prosperity, and auspiciousness, revered as the embodiment of divine grace and beauty. She is the Shakti, dynamic power of Narayana, the sustaining force of the universe, and the divine consort of Vishnu, the preserver. Together, Lakshmi and Vishnu represent the balance of cosmic preservation and nourishment, and are often invoked for blessings of both spiritual and material wealth. Lakshmi's energy sustains life itself. She is called upon to dispel scarcity, stagnation, and misfortune, and to replace them with flow, vitality, and blessings. Her presence brings not only financial stability, but also health as well, harmonious relationships, elevated status, fertility, and the joy of good children. True prosperity in Lakshmi's realm extends far beyond money. It encompasses all forms of well-being and fulfillment. As the divine feminine, Lakshmi symbolizes the Shakti that enlivens, nurtures, and beautifies existence. Inviting her into the home is a sacred act of aligning with the feminine principle that sustains life with creativity, elegance, and serenity. She governs the qualities of beauty, grace, and inner harmony, and her presence sanctifies the household with peace, abundance, and spiritual richness. In traditional Indian homes, Goddess Lakshmi is lovingly invoked to invite prosperity, fortune, and spiritual well-being. As the deity of both material and spiritual wealth, her presence is believed to attract financial stability, opportunity, and a steady flow of resources into the household. Beyond wealth, Lakshmi nurtures domestic harmony. Her energy fosters a peaceful, balanced environment that supports loving relationships and emotional well-being. Invoking her is not only a prayer for abundance, but also a call to uphold dharma, right conduct, cleanliness, and reverence for sacred space, all of which welcome and sustain her blessings. Homes are kept clean and filled with light, as Lakshmi is said to dwell where beauty and order prevail. Offerings of flowers, sweets, and daily chants of her mantras, especially on Fridays, the day dedicated to her, are ways devotees honor her presence. Bringing Lakshmi into the home is a devotional act of alignment with the energies of grace, abundance, and sacred prosperity, allowing her blessings to flow not only through the material plane, but into the very heart of one's daily life. Prosperity. Prosperity is a highly sought-after topic, as many people eagerly look for guidance on which mantras to chant for financial growth. In my readings and sessions, the top 3 areas clients seek clarity on are relationships, money, and health. Naturally, depending on the current economic client, money takes priority. The great news is that Sanskrit mantras can be powerful tools to cultivate a wealth-conscious mindset and help clear limiting beliefs and energetic blocks that hinder manifestation. In my experience, Sanskrit mantras help with clearing out blocks or obstacles that subconsciously limit the attraction of money. Ganesha mantras are very effective for clearing blocks about money, especially the mantra Om Lakshmi Daye Namaha, covered in Chapter 3, which removes blockages or limiting beliefs to personal prosperity. It is supportive to address the subconscious with other modalities to find out what the money mindset is that usually has been gestating since youth due to one's circumstances financially during childhood and formative years. Lack of self-worth is a common issue that can interfere with prosperity in life and is usually rooted in childhood experiences. It can be helpful to work with a therapist or certified money mindset or wealth coach to weed out limiting subconscious beliefs around money. I worked with wealth coach Therese Nicholas, wealthcoachforwomen.com, and found it a nice adjunct to chanting Sanskrit mantras for prosperity. It's beneficial to align your consciousness with abundance and wealth instead of scarcity or lack. In today's world, this mindset shift can be crucial to rising above the chaos and collective fears around the economy. No matter what's happening externally, nurturing an inner sense of abundance and prosperity is vital. Many people have created significant wealth even during difficult economic times. So it's important to let go of the belief that your prosperity depends on external circumstances. According to the prosperity laws of various metaphysical teachings, when you change your mind, you change your results. As Joseph Murphy wrote, quote, God is the giver and the gift. Man is the receiver. God dwells in man, and this means that the treasure house of infinite riches is within you and all around you. By learning the laws of the mind, you can extract from the infinite storehouse within you everything you need in order to live gloriously, joyously, and abundantly, end quote. Traditionally, affirmations have been recommended to undo negative programs or change mental programming about prosperity. Some examples of affirmations that may work for you include, quote, I trust the universal spirit of prosperity to provide richly for me now. My source is a source of plenty, and I receive all I desire and require and more. I am open to receive all the blessings the universe has for me now, and the universe sends unlimited resources. I've read many self-help books on prosperity consciousness and found them very valuable, including the pioneering works in prosperity ideology of Catherine Ponder and Florence Scovel Shinn, which shared prosperity affirmations and demonstrations of manifestation. In fact, I read these decades before I discovered the power of Sanskrit mantras for prosperity. Catherine Ponder, a Unity minister, wrote some pivotal books in the positive thought and new consciousness movement during the 1960s and 1970s, including The Secret of Unlimited Prosperity, The Dynamic Laws of Prosperity, Open Your Mind to Prosperity, and The Prospering Power of Love. It may be helpful to read these books to understand more about affirmations. Affirmations are certainly a good adjunct to chanting Sanskrit, but they may not be able to fully bypass the subconscious blocks because they aren't spoken in a vibrational language as is Sanskrit. As described earlier in the book, the advantage of chanting in Sanskrit is that it can raise our vibration both mentally and palpably. The Sanskrit language is a tool for working with the subtle energy potential represented by each of the hundreds of chakras within the energetic body. Sanskrit mantras for prosperity are a wonderful technique to shift your vibration and change subconscious patterns that may interfere with attracting more prosperity. Some of my students tell me that by chanting the mantras I have given them, they have cleared issues around self-worth and deservedness. So let's jump into the mantras. Hey listeners, this is Jill Jardine, host of Cosmic Scene with Jill Jardine, and I have some exciting news for you. I've just published my first book called Sacred Sound Formulas to Awaken the Modern Mind, Sanskrit Mantras to Raise Your Vibration. You've listened to my episodes on Sanskrit mantras for the past 5 years, and some of you know that I am a certified Sanskrit mantra instructor and reverend in Sanskrit mantra through the lineage of Thomas Ashley Fraun, Namadevacharya. Well, this book is going to tell you more about mantras and how they can help you evolve, the importance of frequency and resonance, and sound vibrations that come from the cosmos. So you're going to want to get your copy of Sacred Sound Formulas to Awaken the Modern Mind by Parashakti Jill Jardine. Go on to www.innerpeacepress.com and order your copy now. On page 118, we have the first prosperity mantra, Om Shrim Maha Lakshmiyai Namaha. Pronounced Om Shrim Maha Lakshmiyai Namaha. Om is sacred sound, universal consciousness. Shrim is the seed sound of Lakshmi for abundance, beauty, prosperity. Maha means great. Lakshmiyai, to the Lakshmi feminine form. Namaha means I bow or salutations. So the translation is, I offer my respectful salutations to the great goddess Lakshmi, the source of all abundance and prosperity. And now I invite you to chant the Lakshmi mantra, Om Shrim Maha Lakshmiyai Namaha, 108 times. I'll chant it 27. Om Shrim Maha Lakshmiyai Namaha. 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 This mantra, Om Shrim Maha Lakshmiyai Namaha, is the mula or foundational mantra dedicated to Lakshmi, the goddess of prosperity. It honors the divine feminine principle of abundance with the sacred seed sound, Shrim, embodying this powerful energy. Chanting this mantra invokes the blessings of Goddess Lakshmi to bring material wealth, financial stability, and a general sense of abundance into one's life. By reciting it, one invites Lakshmi to enter the home, ensuring continued prosperity, grace, and ease in the pursuit of worldly goals. The mantra calls upon her to assist with all forms of prosperity, not only material riches, but also spiritual wealth, sufficient nourishment, blessings for the family and children, meaningful employment, beauty, pleasure, and the precious gift of time to cultivate a spiritual life. In this way, it fosters spiritual abundance alongside worldly success. Invoking Lakshmi through the sacred vibration also awakens compassion, empathy, maternal love, and the effortless flow of spiritual wisdom. Regular chanting may bring improved education, fulfilling work that one eagerly embraces, and increased financial reward. On a deeper level, the mantra supports spiritual growth, emotional balance, and peace of mind. Its repetition purifies the subtle energy field, attracts positive vibration, and helps dissolve obstacles rooted in scarcity, consciousness, and financial stress. The vibrational power of the mantra sharpens concentration, calms the mind, and aligns the practitioner with the divine frequency of grace and abundance. Lakshmi reveals herself to the noble-hearted seeker of truth. Those who chant her mantra with steadfast devotion and regularity, bringing blessings that nurture both material success and spiritual fulfillment. One of the very first mantras Namadeva recommended I chant was Om Shrim Maha Lakshmiyai Namaha. Around the same time, I discovered through my Vedic astrology chart that Lakshmi was the ideal deity to invoke my chart ruler, Venus, the planet associated with Lakshmi's divine energy. Embracing this mantra wholeheartedly, I soon witnessed remarkable shifts in my life. Opportunities began to appear seemingly out of nowhere. People gifted me jewelry, flowers, concert tickets, and other tokens of pleasure. Items all closely aligned with Lakshmi's domain of beauty, abundance, and grace. My friend Shivani, inspired by this energy, began crafting malas, and I was a grateful recipient of her exquisite creations. Speaking of my friend Shivani, Sylvia Sune, founder of Shakti Malas, her former company specializing in handcrafted malas, she shares an inspiring story about chanting this mantra. Quote, Jill invited me to a special prosperity workshop at Kripalu, led by Namadeva, focused on the blessings of Lakshmi. I longed to attend with my daughter Lalita, but didn't have the $2,000 needed. So I began chanting the Mahalakshmi mantra, Om Shrim Maha Lakshmiyai Namaha, with heartfelt prayer. Lakshmi, please bring me $2,000 so I can attend. A few days later, a client at the Fontainebleau Hotel ordered dozens of malas. The payment totaled exactly $2,000, the precise amount I had asked for. This manifestation amazed me and reaffirmed the grace of Lakshmi and the power of sincere mantra practice. I was deeply grateful to Jill for guiding me to this path and to Namadeva for the workshop where I received my initiation into the Lakshmi mantra. A truly transformative experience, unquote. The second mantra in the chapter on prosperity is Om Suvarna Daye Namaha. Om Suvarna Daye Namaha. Om, meaning sacred sound, universal consciousness. Suvarna means gold or golden, symbolizing purity, preciousness, and radiant abundance. Daye means giver in the feminine form, and Namaha means I bow. The translation is, I offer my respectful salutations to the great goddess Lakshmi, the source of all abundance and prosperity. I'll chant it 27 times. I invite you to do the full mala of 108. Om Suvarna Daye Namaha. 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 This is a Lakshmi mantra invoking her as the divine mother who generously bestows wealth and golden blessings upon her votaries. It specifically asks for tangible material wealth in the form of money. This mantra is a heartfelt invocation to Lakshmi as the divine mother, the benevolent bestower of wealth and golden blessings. Lakshmi has been revered for millennia across the Indian subcontinent as the embodiment of abundance, prosperity, and good fortune. Often depicted seated on a lotus flower, she symbolizes purity, spiritual power, and the unfolding of inner and outer wealth. As the consort of Vishnu, the preserver deity, Lakshmi's blessings are seen as essential for sustaining both worldly success and spiritual harmony. Historically, Lakshmi has been honored not only as the goddess of wealth, but as a protector of family, a guardian of fertility, and a guide to spiritual enlightenment. The symbolism of gold within this mantra reflects the sacred qualities of durability, purity, and radiant light, qualities that Lakshmi bestows upon her devotees to illuminate their path to fulfillment and joy. Chanting this mantra cultivates prosperity and strengthens financial stability while nurturing an open-hearted spirit of giving and receiving. It aligns the practitioner with the abundant flow of the Divine Mother's benevolent energy, fostering both material success and spiritual grace. This mantra is chanted to attract financial abundance from both expected and unseen sources. Om Suvarna Daye Namaha clears blockages rooted in scarcity consciousness and invites a steady flow of blessings. It opens doors to new opportunities and nurtures positive relationships. Its effectiveness is heightened when one cultivates a focused intention on wealth, success, and compassionate generosity before chanting. As a facilitator for many years, guiding groups in Sanskrit mantra chanting, this particular mantra has been one of the most frequently requested for prosperities. Participants often describe feeling pleasant sensations flowing through their bodies and seeing golden light surrounding themselves and the entire room. Namadeva explained that this golden hue represents the highest vibrational frequency for healing, and those who carry it are natural healers. Beyond its uplifting energy, many group members have also reported unexpected financial blessings and good fortune after chanting it. The third mantra in the chapter on prosperity is Om Shrim Kleem Namah Shivaya. Om Shrim Kleem Namah Shivaya. Om means sacred sound, universal consciousness. Shrim is Lakshmi's seed sound, abundance, beauty. Kleem is the seed for attraction, magnetic power associated with divine love. And Namah Shivaya means I bow to Shiva, sacred 5-syllable mantra. So the interpretation is I bow to Lord Shiva, invoking both abundance and divine attraction. I'll chant it now 27 times. Please chant it 108. Om Shrim Kleem Namah Shivaya. 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 And the information on Om Shrim Kleem Namah Shivaya is written by Dr. Alexi Jardine Martel. And he says about Om Shrim Kleem Namah Shivaya, Om Shrim Kleem Namah Shivaya is known as an abundance mantra. It provides the chanter with both material and spiritual abundance. The mantra combines the foundational Shiva mantra, Om Namah Shivaya, with the seed sounds of Shrim and Kleem. Om Namah Shivaya, discussed in detail later in the chapter on liberation mantras, is a powerful mantra for evolving consciousness. The foundation Shiva mantra is considered to have a masculine energy, as the archetype of pure consciousness represented by Shiva is typically considered masculine in the Vedic tradition. Conversely, most seed sounds, including Shrim and Kleem, are considered feminine as they are concentrated, energetic expressions of Shakti. Together, the masculine force of Shiva, consciousness, and the feminine force of Shakti, energy, interact to produce the entire universe. Om Shrim Kleem Namah Shivaya combines both archetypal forces into one very powerful mantra. The interaction of the masculine and feminine energies in one mantra increases the power of each part of the mantra, as here the sum of the parts is more than the individual components. Just as the interaction of male and female creates new physical life, the interaction of the archetypal masculine and spiritual forces breathes new life into the chanter and transforms them and their circumstances to something greater than before. The mantra tends to attract abundance in a manner similar to the other abundance mantras, such as the foundational Lakshmi mantra. The seed sound Shrim is considered the seed sound of Lakshmi, the feminine principle of abundance. Combined with the seed sound of attraction Kleem, which amplifies the effect, the mantra blesses the chanter with great abundance. Abundance in the Vedic spiritual tradition can mean many things. Certainly, the chanter can invoke the energies of the mantra with a specific form of abundance in mind: health, financial wealth, new friendships, new romantic relationships, a new job, a new car, etc. The mantra will respond to the heartfelt desire of the chanter. However, the mantra will also bless the chanter with abundance that they might not know they are lacking, such as new relationships or professional opportunities, enhanced optimism, increased patience, or greater peace of mind. Like a good improv comedy act is built on the principle of yes and, abundance mantras say yes to what the chanter desires and expands from there. I can personally vouch for the power of Om, Shrim, Kleem, Namah, Shivaya. I have completed multiple 40-day disciplines with this mantra. I felt called to chant the mantra because it resonated with me. Although I didn't embark on the spiritual disciplines with a specific goal in mind, I was open to whatever positive energies the mantra would bring into my life. During the course of my first 40-day discipline with the mantra, I secured a job as a web developer. At the time, this was somewhat unlikely because though I was finishing my undergraduate college education, I had not formally studied anything related to the technology field. I had taught myself some programming in my free time, but my formal degrees were in psychology and political science. However, I was applying for web development jobs, which admittedly was a long shot. Until I chanted the Shiva Shakti mantra, the job application process seemed fruitless. Yet during the discipline, the wheels of karma began to move, and I successfully applied and interviewed for a job that fit all my desires and needs at the time. Ironically, I didn't attribute the good luck around getting the job to the mantra until I reflected after the fact, as I mostly attributed it to my hard work and perseverance. Of course, two things can be true. The hard work, spending my free time in college learning web development, and the perseverance, applying for many jobs over a long period of time, were likely necessary. However, the mantra helped grease the wheels of karma in just the right way, so my efforts were richly rewarded. Mantras often add the luck factor that, when combined with focused personal effort toward one's object of desire, grants great success. The combination of spiritual practices with practical effort is key. Just as a purely materialistic approach to life with no consideration of the mystical might lead to an impoverished spirit and limited success, so does simply chanting and waiting around for your miracle severely limit your potential for success. We are on the physical planet for a reason, and the dichotomy of material and spiritual is fundamentally based on illusion. However, while we still view these material and spiritual spheres of life as different, we should make sustained efforts on both fronts to thrive. As they say in Islam, trust in God, but tie up your camel. Unquote. Chapter by Dr. Alexi Martel. And then we come to the last two mantras in the chapter on prosperity, and they are Kubera mantras. The first one is Hasaka la Reem, Hasaka la Reem. So the mantra is that phrase said twice. Hasaka la Reem, Hasaka la Reem. Hasaka la represents elements of subtle creation. La are energies of Shakti, the divine feminine. Reem is the seed sound of divine power and transformation associated with Mahadevi. So the meaning of Hasaka la Reem is a sacred vibrational mantra invoking the energy of wealth, abundance, and divine transformation. I will chant it 27 times. That's really going to be 54 of the one phrase, but I suggest you chant it 108, which is saying Hasaka la Reem twice as one mantra. So here we go. Hasaka la I la reem, 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 Hasaka la I la reem. These bija syllables are said to stimulate prosperity vibrations and open the channels through which wealth and success flow. Reem, known as a powerful Shakti bija, represents the energy of divine illumination, transformation, and protection. It amplifies the potency of the mantra and connects the chanter to the higher spiritual energy of Kubera. The mantra Hasaka la I la reem is composed of specific bija sounds or syllables, each carrying potent vibrational energy connected to the deity Kubera, the celestial treasurer. These sounds are believed to activate the energy centers linked to wealth and abundance within the body and consciousness. Lord Kubera is the Hindu god of wealth, prosperity, and the treasure of the gods. Traditionally depicted as a plump, joyful figure adorned with jewels, he holds a money pot or mongoose, symbolizing abundance. As guardian of the north, Kubera safeguards earthly riches. Invoking him attracts prosperity, financial stability, and wealth protection. Kubera works with Lakshmi to usher in prosperity and stability. The mantra attracts money swiftly, dissolves energetic blockages, and clears negativity that hinders abundance. It attunes the mind to achievement, aligning intentions with divine abundance and nourishing both outer prosperity and inner richness. As a holistic practitioner and astrologer who depends on clients for my livelihood, Namadeva assured me that chanting to Lakshmi along with this Kubera mantra would bring a steady flow of clients. And boy, was he right. For over 20 years, whenever I need to attract more clients or income, I've turned to this mantra. Unexpected sources of money, like lottery wins and surprise gifts, also appeared. Chanting it opened spiritual doors as well, including the honor of hosting Namadeva's workshops, blessings that carried deep karmic meaning. I now recommend this mantra to anyone seeking greater abundance, especially those whose work depends on attracting clients, customers, or patrons. Lakshmi and Kubera consistently bless the flow of those seeking your services. And the final prosperity mantra from this chapter is Om Sham Kuberaya Namaha. Om Sham Kuberaya Namaha. Om meaning sacred sound, universal consciousness. Sham means peace and auspiciousness. Kubera to Kubera, the god of wealth and treasure. Namaha, I bow or salute. So this mantra is salutations to Lord Kubera, the guardian of divine wealth and prosperity. I'll chant it for you 27 times. Remember to chant it 108. Om Sham Kuberaya Namaha. 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 This mantra is a sacred salutation that opens the channels to divine prosperity. It is not merely a call for material gain, but a holistic invocation seeking financial stability grounded in spiritual integrity and mindful abundance. The mantra aligns the practitioner's intentions with universal laws of wealth, encouraging generosity, balance, and gratitude alongside material success. This mantra is a powerful invocation of Lord Kubera's blessings, including material wealth, financial stability, and a continuous flow of prosperity into one's life. It works to dissolve financial obstacles and clear negative energies that hinder abundance. Through regular chanting, the practitioner's energy becomes attuned to the vibration of prosperity, amplifying the ability to manifest desires and attract new opportunities. Commonly used in rituals, meditations, and prayers centered on wealth, business success, and financial well-being, this mantra serves not only to draw external riches, but also to cultivate a mindset of gratitude and mindful stewardship. In embracing this mantra, one aligns with the divine principles of abundance, fostering responsible management of resources alongside lasting prosperity. This mantra, especially when paired with a Lakshmi mantra such as Om Suvarna Daye Namaha, or even the simple seed syllable Shrim, is extraordinarily powerful and known for its rapid efficacy in attracting money. I have given this mantra to several clients facing financial hardship, and almost without fail, within 24 hours, money appears, often in ways both expected and surprising. I affectionately call it the fast cash mantra. When I first began chanting it myself, I experienced a sudden influx of payments from multiple clients, many booking not just one session, but several in advance, and even purchasing gift certificates for friends. I also incorporate visualization into my practice, imagining $100 bills before chanting. Remarkably, this often manifests in reality with clients paying me in crisp $100 bills. Truly, when it comes to manifesting abundance, cash is king, and this mantra is a direct gateway to inviting that flow. I hope you enjoyed this episode on the book, Sacred Sound Formulas to Awaken the Modern Mind, Sanskrit Mantra Techniques to Raise Your Vibration. The Prosperity chapter. Make sure you subscribe, download, share, especially share this gem of information on Sanskrit, and give us a 5-star review. This is Cosmic Scene with Jill Jardine, sending Lakshmi and Kubera's financial prosperity vibrations into the quantum field.